Welcome to the Clockwork Lantern Tavern. Where the lanterns glow softly, the gears turn gently, and even the quietest mysteries are given time to breathe. Tonight's story begins. There are nights when the Clockwork Lantern Tavern feels lively, and there are nights when it feels legendary. This was neither. This was something quieter. The lanterns were lit a little lower than usual, not dim, just thoughtful. The pipes ticked steadily. The hearth burned clean oak. No smoke complaints. No dramatic flares. It was gentle night. No upgrades. No enhancements. Just balance. The wizard gnome adjusted a valve with unusual restraint and stepped back without tinkering further. The goblin poured tea without adding catalytic improvements. The dragon companion sat near the hearth, breathing comfortably and watching the flames with peaceful approval. And Glint sat on his usual stool, lantern resting beside him, teal blue eyes reflecting warm, amber light. The tavern hummed. Not loudly, contentedly. A bard played a simple melody on the stage, steady and sincere. The mimic beneath the boards did not stir. The steam sprites drifted lazily near the beams, their glow relaxed. Even the floorboards felt cooperative. Tamsin set fresh cups along the counter. No incidents tonight, she observed. The goblin looked mildly disappointed. Not even a decorative one? Not even a small explosion, she replied. The dragon companion smiled. I think that is the point. The gnome leaned against the bar and looked around thoughtfully. We've had quite a season, he murmured. Strikes, said the goblin. Tremors, added the dragon. Vanishing music, Tamsin said. Heroic tea preservation, the goblin insisted solemnly. The dragon companion nodded respectfully. Glint listened. And yet, the gnome continued, this feels best. Glint tilted his head slightly. Why? Asked the dragon companion. The gnome gestured toward the lanterns. They are not straining. He nodded toward the pipes. They are not protesting. He glanced at the floor. And nothing beneath us is trying to escape. A faint, slow turn of distant gears seemed to agree. The bard's melody softened into something slower. Less performance, more conversation. The tavern grew quieter, not because it had to, but because it wanted to. The goblin stared into his cup. I thought improvement meant making everything brighter, faster, stronger. And? Tamsin prompted gently. And perhaps comfort does not require constant adjustment. The dragon companion flexed his wings carefully. It just needs space to breathe. Glint lifted his lantern slightly. Balance, he said softly, is not the absence of motion. The gnome nodded. It is motion that does not exhaust what carries it. The words settled warmly between them. Above, the steam sprites performed small, unhurried adjustments. Beneath the tavern, the kraken's great gears turned without strain. The mimic remained content in its wooden home, satisfied with the honesty of the music. The dragon companion glanced at Glint. You notice when things are tired? He said. Glint considered. I notice when something strains, he replied. And then? Asked the goblin. Then I listen. The dragon companion smiled at that. Outside, fog pressed softly against the windows. The world beyond the tavern continued in its usual, unpredictable way. Steam engines, distant whistles, streets that never entirely slept. Inside, warmth held steady. A patron laughed quietly at something kind. The bard finished his song without embellishment. No tremors shook the mugs. No valves protested. Tamsin lifted her cup. To gentle night, she said. To balance, added the gnome. To tea, said the goblin. To small rescues, said the dragon companion. Glint raised his lantern a fraction. To listening. He finished. The Clockwork Lantern Tavern glowed warmly around them. No krakens demanding rest, no sprites declaring strikes, no mimics devouring dramatic flourishes. Just lanterns lit, just stories shared. And somewhere in the quiet hum of brass and steam, a small silver-gray dragon detective sat watching. Not for danger, not for spectacle, but for the subtle shifts that meant something needed care. Because the city beyond the fog was wide and full of things that would one day need listening. But tonight, the tavern rested, and that was enough. And so the lanterns dimmed, the tea cooled, and the city settled into its patient rhythm once more. If you'd like to return to Gearwing City, there will always be a chair waiting for you. Lanterns lit, stories shared.